Hi, I'm Stephanie Weaver, fine art artist, and welcome to my studio. Each week I come to you so that I can show you something fun and creative that you can paint. In these paintings that I bring every week, you'll get to grow your oil painting abilities. So if you're new here, go ahead and click subscribe so you don't miss a thing. You can catch up on previous episodes at going to stephanieweaverartist.com. All right, so if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started painting. Hi, I'm Stephanie Weaver, fine art artist, and welcome to another week of oil painting where you get to paint something fun and interesting and get to hang it in your house or give it to a loved one. But the important point of each of these paintings is that you learn something and then you repeat that process each painting. And so it really just reinforces what you've learned in the past so that you can master it in the future. So this week, what we're painting is a really pretty detox drink. So we've painted for the last 3 weeks alcoholic drinks. So now this week what we're going to be painting is it's lemon with mint and water. And it's actually meant to clear out the toxins, ease your stomach, and that sort of thing. So this particular painting, I'm going to take you down to my palette here. Okay, so this particular painting, what we're going to be doing is we're going to actually work on it over the course of 2 weeks at least. So what that means and how do I know this? How do I know that it's going to take 2 weeks? When I look at this, unlike our previous ones, I'm going to show those up over here. So unlike our other ones, this one has a lot of transparency to it. So there's multiple layers that you can see. Whereas before, the glass was transparent, but the liquid within it was not for the most part. So we had the one, which is actually a tequila sunset, not a sunrise. I learned the difference over the last couple weeks, but that one's actually a sunrise, tequila sunrise, and that was clear on the bottom. But the interesting thing about that is, even though it was clear, you couldn't actually see anything in it, whereas this particular painting, or what we'll be painting, is you can see all the complexity of the things that are within it. So in order to capture that, we have to do it in layers, and that's how I know we're going to do this over the course of a couple weeks. Right? So I'm going to change up this composition a little bit so that it flows really well with the other 3 pieces that we have. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to change my straw to pink. The other ones have pink. The other thing to notice is the other ones, they had all the fruit up at the top. This one has fruit down at the bottom. That's not necessarily a bad thing, and if you want to add fruit up at the top, you can certainly do that. That's up to you. Just look at one of the other previous paintings and embellish as you will. In this particular one, I am going to leave the lemon down here. Now what strikes me about this is, now this image I did get off of Unsplash. I took a full screenshot of it so that I could prove that I'm not infringing on anybody's copyrights or anything like that. So this is, what drew me to this are these beautiful yellows and the crispness of the image in here. I also love, and another reason why I know it's going to take multiple weeks, how I can see the mint through the thinness of this lemon. So we're going to be playing a lot in a little bit different colors of green to achieve these levels of green, right? I am going to go ahead and make the rest of the background that turquoise color so it really goes well with the rest of the paintings that we've created. Okay. The other thing that I love about this is you can really see how the light's coming through and echoing out on the other side. See that? It's very pretty. It's a nice all-encompassing piece for what we've been talking about for the last 3 weeks. The shadows and everything are just fabulous. Okay. Now, as our color palette, so I do have my colors, standard color palette here. We've got our ultramarine blue, cobalt blue, sap green, alizarin crimson, burnt umber, burnt sienna, cadmium orange, medium, yellow ochre, cadmium yellow, medium. And then down in the corner here I have my titanium white and a little cobalt teal. I reserve this area over here for special colors, and cobalt teal is not part of my normal standard palette. Now, in this, over the course of the next 2 weeks, we are going to play with a little bit of greens, because greens coming out of the tube, and most paints coming out of the tube, are fairly limiting, so they're great coming out of the tube, but we get to enhance those colors. So we're going to make some different greens, and you may choose not to use these greens that we make, or you may choose to do so. That's really up to you. Everybody sees colors differently, and I mean, we see that with color blindness. My husband's actually colorblind, which is pretty interesting when I ask him, you know, which one do you like better? And he's like, oh, wear the gray one. And I'm like, this one's blue, this one's purple. So everybody sees color differently. So if you pick the color that interests you and the vibrancy that interests you. And so yeah, we're going to be playing with some greens, so that'll be fun. So some of the greens that I'm going to be playing with, I love, love, love. It's Phthalo Emerald. It's so pretty. Now, if you don't have Phthalo Emerald, but you have Phthalo Green or Viridian Green, these are pretty close, and they create pretty close colors. If you mix any of these colors with this cadmium yellow light, it's going to create this beautiful, vibrant green that's just going to be outstanding. So, and then if you don't have those colors, you can take your cerulean blue and cadmium yellow light and create an absolute, and a little bit of white, and create a very nice green. Now, one of the caveats that I would say with this cadmium yellow light and cerulean blue, and this is, I've had this tube of paint for like 18 years. This is back when I used this brand, and there's nothing really wrong with it. I just, you know, I'm slowly moving everything over to a company that I'm more comfortable with. So, but the cerulean blue, it is, and the cadmium yellow light, they are not transparent. They're actually opaque. So in the last several paintings, everything that we've been painting is opaque. All the liquid within the glass is fairly opaque, and we've been thinning it down by using a little bit of our Gamsol and our Neo Gilt to kind of get it to become transparent. Same would apply with these. We would have to apply Neo Gilt to make them get the transparent properties. However, the Phthalo Green and the Phthalo Emerald and the Viridian are all transparent. And how do I know this? Number one, you can look at the back. Ooh, let's see if I can bring this up in here. You can look at the back of the tube, and it'll say transparent, semi-transparent, or opaque. And in this case, all of these are transparent. Now, why does that matter? It really helps with creating that illusion of being able to see through things. This Phthalo Emerald and making it transparent is fabulous for waves, and that's where, you know, being able to see through things is why you want to have transparency, and the Neo Gilt really helps with that. Okay.